So today we're going to be talking about the case of the Murdaugh family murders because this case just got a whole lot more twisted, and I'm going to be attempting this makeup. So to give some backstory, this is Paul. So on February 23rd of 2019, Paul was traveling with some friends on a boat to go to an oyster roast. After this, Paul and his friend Connor ended up going to a bar. The friends stayed over by the boat dock, and whenever they got back, Paul got into a massive fight with his girlfriend, and apparently which he slapped her and verbally abused her. This reportedly is not uncommon behavior for him. This broke the whole group out into a massive fight, and whenever they left and got back on the boat again, another fight started. And this caused Paul to drive the boat very erratically. It was also extremely foggy this day. He ended up crashing the boat into a bridge. 5 people came out alive, but it resulted in one of their deaths. 19-year-old Mallory Beach suffered a head injury from the crash and drowned. And even with his reckless driving resulting in her death, he was not cooperating with the EMTs whenever they came up to the scene. That's when his dad and grandpa show up to the hospital lawyered up, preventing any interviews, preventing a sobriety test, and his grandfather literally oversaw prosecution cases in South Carolina. And his family had close to a century in this position. So Mallory's mom ends up filing a wrongful death suit. This is specifically against his father, grandfather, and brother for turning a blind eye to his drinking habits. And usually these civil cases are oversaw by what his grandfather had power over. They also had their own prominent law firm. Paul's father is also a part-time prosecutor. He was facing about 3 felony charges, pled not guilty, and was released on a $50,000 bond. And due to having a lot of power in the situation, it was rumored that he was going to get off. That was until this. Both him and his mom were found shot and killed. This was between 9 and 9:30 p.m. at their private hunting lodge back in June. Well, their father found them and immediately became a suspect. But it's still completely unsolved. And if this wasn't weird enough, just a few days ago, the dad was also shot in the head. He had pulled over to change his tire in rural Hampton County on Saturday, and when a car passed by him, he turned around to look at them and they shot him. So far from news reports, it looks like he is recovering. For 3 family members to have been murdered, that just does not seem like a coincidence. Well, still one attempted. But their families actually linked, allegedly, to 2 other murders. In 2018, their 57-year-old housekeeper tripped and fell somewhere in their house, and her family sued them for wrongful death, in which they were paid $500,000 in liability. The other death that they are allegedly linked to is Stephen Smith. The victim was found dead in the middle of Country Roadway. This happened July 18th of 2015. The setup of everything was just a little bit suspicious, but they ruled it as a hit and run. But there was rumors that Stephen and Paul's brother were romantically involved, and the family really felt like there was a lot of critical evidence being covered up in his case. He was literally found with what looked like a bullet wound, so it just didn't add up. And with their family being so involved with law enforcement, it definitely makes sense on why the family would be questioning these things. It breaks my heart that no one took accountability for Mallory's death, and I really hope through further investigations the families get the closure that they need. And I'm sorry this makeup look is so incredibly messy. As you guys know, I usually have the 2 things separated out between voice and makeup, but TikTok doesn't let you use audios for 3 minutes. So I wanted to try this out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.